Okay. So if you have any, what's it called? If you're not sure about anything, you can always tell me before I move too fast. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see it.
So I think this is the one I sent to you. It's also the one I use myself, and it's the one someone else has used, and the person also has given us a great results. Yeah. So it's very great. So in case you have a professor or a school um, sending you an email that they want to talk to you, sometimes it might be a professor, sometimes it might be a school. So I would advise you go using this template. I think I've shown you guys this template before. The first, can you please mute yourself so when you want to talk, you can always let me know, or then you can mute yourself then because I can hear some background noise right now. Israel. Um, like I was saying, the first thing should be the front page where you have something like this. If I remember very well, I think this is two images I combined together. So something like this, you might change this, you might decide to leave it, but I would advise since you guys are like you guys are having the same meeting in the same school, you should probably change most of the graphics, but like can keep the format, you can reduce the format. Like the way it is right now, you can make it to be in one side and put your name and this degree in the other side. So the next thing I always want people to do is talk about their academic background, right? So yeah, the next thing I want you to talk about is your academic background, right? So the first thing about your academic background is actually um, your education, right? Which kind of education do you have? If you have a master's degree, if you have a bachelor's degree, let us know. Talk about your the kind of degree and the departments and where do you get that degree. For instance, for this person is a Master of Science, MSc in Chemical and Petroleum and Polymer Engineering from 2023 to 2024, which uh, university from Lagos State University, LASU in Ekpe, and the person ranked top 1%. For people that have, like, if you know you are probably the best student in your department, or you have better ranking, you can put top 1%, and also um, you can put your this CGPA, right? Just don't make it too much. Just say ranking top 1%, CGPA on the same line, ranking top 1%, CGPA, I don't know, 3.98 over 4.0, and position in class or something like that. You can put 1 over, like, you understand what I'm saying? Your best student, something like that, that can like just sell you, you understand? That can be enticing. So the same thing is also for, but if you have, definitely, if you have a master's, you must have a bachelor's. So you have to do, if you have a master's, you have to do two. But if it's only just bachelor's, probably you just have an undergraduate bachelor's. Then you tell us the same thing. So the rank also you can do it the same way I spoke about the um the what's it called? The master's one. So yeah, you talk about some of the award and recognition you've you've been honored with. So it's not really a problem. You don't need to say you don't need to be saying repeating awards or something. Like for instance, now I put the first things were like, where do I get the award, right? Which organization? I said Lyred Exhibition 2022, 2023. The person have one gold and one silver medals. She understand. So just continue like that. Uh, don't just be telling us top 1%. You understand? Make it lively. So I think let me use this opportunity to just present this. Um, okay, let me just continue. I'll present that later. So this is relevant research experience. I think the person you want to work with is also working on corrosion, on sorry, on oh my God, is working on what water, yeah, water purification kind of a thing. So what I would advise is you get a lab. You can get this from your CV, the lab that you did your undergraduate research, put it there. You said You understand? You can give us what is your role in that lab. So talk about the title of the project you did and just some of the things you did. You will see some of the things you did in your objectives of your, let's say you're having a, what's it called? If you have published a paper, it will be easier for you. If you have not, or you are still working on it, your thesis, the objectives you wrote in your thesis are these things. You understand? Just put it in past tense. These are the objectives of this thesis. So the same thing for undergraduate research. So if you have publication or you have conferences, it's not necessarily you have to have publications. So if you have conferences, just make sure you write it well. Look at this, the name of the authors. You bold your name. You can also increase the font so that they will know you. So the dates that it was published or was submitted, the title of the paper, and the journal at which it was submitted to. So if for instance you don't have anything submitted, right, you can just give us some of the conferences you have attended. You see, if you follow the CV method I gave you out, you will have everything here inside that your CV under your either publication, conferences, or presentation. Those are the things you're going to put here just to like sell yourself. Just don't fabricate anything, please, because they might ask you that they might ask you for the name. For instance, let's say you have not published a paper and you are lying that you have published it. They will ask you when do you publish it, date that you publish it, so that they can confirm that you have published. You understand? So, but if you have published, just put it there. It's even better if you can put your DOI, digital online identification of your paper after this thing. It's also very easier if you can just cite your paper yourself. There are many, I know you guys, if you have been writing thesis, you should know how to cite paper. So just cite your papers here. If you have paper, if you have conferences also, just make sure you know how to write it. For instance, these are publications, for instance, not all, but let's say this is publication, you can just write submitted publication or accepted publication or publications, and you can just write conferences. You can divide this into two sections, two segments. So yeah, I don't remember what I put here. I don't know why this thing is telling me like this. Research interest. Look at me. You don't just write research interest based on what you want to do. No, you don't write research interest. Oh, this is for University of Utah. I'm actually looking for that of Alabama. I don't know where I put it, but it should be on my laptop too. I can't find it for now. So if research interest, right, you should go and look at that person, the lecturer that is that wants to interview you, right? If you have a lecturer that wants to, in your case, it's a lecturer. So go to that person's page. Go and look at the research interest of the person and the research area, right? Those are the two things. Also, make sure you spend your time there. So not only what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Don't just be focused on what you want to do alone. It should be a combination of what you want to do and what that person actually needs. You understand? So in this part, this person has not worked on something like this before, but CCCU, carbon capture, utilization and storage, and some of the things, you will see it under the page of the person. And if you do not see it under the page of the person, you can go to ChatGPT for inspiration, please. I'm not saying, I'm talking about the bullet points. You can go for ChatGPT under for inspiration, not just go to ChatGPT and start copying. Don't copy, please. So you can even design this. It's not a problem. You don't need to put it together. You can make it 3 pictures, like put this picture here, put what you want to write under it, put another picture, just design it, but let it be the same concept. You understand? So once you are able to identify the key research area that the person is working on, align it with what you're also working on, and come up with a bullet point that relates to what the person wants to do. So you can get this from ChatGPT by just asking some of the bullet points you can put when you are doing this kind of research. ChatGPT will give you numerous, then you look at it, you compare it with some of the things the man is doing in his research lab, and you will be, by your judgment, you'll be able to come up, you'll be able to like, oh, sorry, then you'll be able to come up with your own bullet points, right? So this is very important. Primarily, this is the research interest that the person is working on right now. I said primarily focus on fundamental process to achieve net zero emission utilizing. You understand? If you look at this, these are like combination of the three things. You understand? Because I say primarily what I'm focusing on is, you understand, you should be able to look at that. So that primarily is what is going to stuck with the person, because once you started talking about this, you might be carried away. So I think after this place is talking about the motivation for pursuing a PhD. So if you go to your chapter 1 of your SOP, if you write the SOP the way I told you to write it, if you go to your chapter 1 of your SOP, you should be able to come up with the motivation for pursuing PhD. Why? Because if you look at your SOP, because you have to make the fact be double checked. The person is going to have read your SOP, right? Before they said you are probably a good candidate. So go back to chapter 1 of your SOP and read it again. If I remember what I told you about the chapter 1 of your SOP, I said the first thing is come up with a research interest or research area that you want to work on. Then come up with a personal story that relates to that research interest, right? This is the personal story. The motivation is because I have this personal story. And I said, after that, come up with statistics to support that. I said the insights from international distance, these are also in the chapter 1. The objective, if you look at it, there was a place I said, TOS, the objectives will revolve around advanced clinical for water purification, energy, and this, you will be able to sort that out too. And I aspire to all these things were taken from the chapter 1 of the SOP. I believe you all have my SOP and how to write SOP. All these things are there. You can always reference it. What else? Oh, yeah. This is now readiness for, now you're talking about motivation, now readiness for research. Talk about the academic excellence. You said, I have a bachelor's degree in this. I have relevant research work. You understand? Just look at this. It's not a big deal. You see, don't just make sure you mention the name of their institution, University of Tennessee, research area. So just put it like this, very good. Look at, for instance, now, Professor Anna, this thing is the professor that reach out to this person. But in case of your own, just make sure you are playing it safe, because you don't know if this man is the one that wants to take you, or is just part of the admission committee. So you shouldn't just mention only name, and just mention the fact that just mention you are to start to work with professors, right? Don't just mention only name. Make sure you mention the laboratory. You can put the name of the professors you put in your SOP too, but that might be corny, because you don't know if this man is the one that actually want to accept you or is interviewing you for someone else. So you should understand. But I believe is the one, because during my time is also the one that did that. So readiness for doctoral study, very important. This thing I put here, very important. So look at it too. Future plan, very important. So this future plan also, I'm pursuing this. I believe if you look at it, this is it should be in all this should be in your conclusion of your SOP. You can find it in your chapter 1 also, but it should be in your conclusion of your SOP. In the near future, it's like your short-term goal, while in the long run is like your long-term goal. Please, you should talk about the fact that you want to be a professor, because they might like that and contribute to the advancement and mentoring the next generation of researchers. Personally, I don't want to be a professor. It's not really about what you want, right? It's just about making yourself to be what they want. You can always change your what's it called? You can always change your mind once you are in the program. There are many people that wants to become a professor when they start a PhD, but in the long run, they don't want to be that again, and they go into the industry. There are many people that just want to go to the industry at the start, but after they are done with during their PhD, they realize they have a thing for academia, and they are in the academia. So it doesn't really matter, but just portray yourself the way to suit the finding of the department. So thank you. After this, okay, let me just go back and use this opportunity to present it, right? I know you guys are smart, so I'm just going to present. This is not mine, right? But I'm still going to present it. Once they jump into the meeting with you, right? Just say, let's say, please be at the meeting 15 minutes before them so that they will meet you there. Don't let them, don't let them don't meet them in the meeting. Let them meet you in the meeting. So once you are in the meeting, you put this somewhere, close every other tab on your phone, on your laptop, and just let this tab be open. You are on the meeting already. They will say, hi, good morning, Aziz, welcome, this and that. Let's say they have said that. I'll say, thank you very much, good morning, Professor. It's a pleasure to be here. He said, okay, can you just tell us about yourself? He said, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. I have actually prepare a PowerPoint slide to introduce myself to you. I hope you don't mind me sharing my screen. You understand? You are taking control of that um, of that interview. You don't let them. You don't allow them to be throwing questions at you. You're already taking control of that interview. He said, "Thank you very much. I have presented before we start saying my name is this, my name is that. I went to this. No, I've prepared a PowerPoint slide to introduce myself. I hope you don't mind me sharing it sharing my screen." Say, okay, go on. Then you share your screen. Yeah, now you are here. You said, okay, my name is Olabi Shukuro Adeshola. I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, and I'm currently working on my master's of science, also in chemical and polymer engineering. You see, this is not what is there actually, but I'm presenting. The way you present is different from reading from just the screen. So yeah, my academic background. If I'm talking about my education, currently I'm working on my master's in science, in chemical engineering and petroleum engineering, which I started in 2023, and I'm currently working on it. My school where I'm doing my master's right now is the Lagos State University, LASU, which is situated in Ekwe, and I am a top 1% student in my department and my program. Also, I have a Bachelor of Technology in Chemical Engineering from 2015 to 2021 from the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, which is in Ogbomoso, Oyo State, where I ranked top 2% during my time as an undergraduate. When we are talking about my award and recognition that I've been able to be honored or that I've been able to be honored with over the course of my academic journey includes during the LIRAD exhibition in 2022 and 2023, where I was awarded 1 gold and 1 silver medal for showcasing my research during the exhibition. Also, I was awarded the best poster presenter at the Corners Conference in Fountain University, Osogbo in 2022 as the best undergraduate presenter. Also in 2021, I was awarded the best female student by the Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers. In 2021, also I was given an award of appreciation as the most resourceful student in the Nigerian University Engineering Students Conference. Also, during my time at the Warri Refinery and Petrochemical Company in 2019, I was awarded the best student in HSC induction examination, where I scored 98 point something, or you don't understand, where I scored the highest score and performed exceptionally throughout the induction. So relevant research experience. You don't need, let me say, okay, at the Polymer and Corrosion Inhibition Research Group, I serve as a graduate research assistant in this group, and I work on membrane separation for water purification. Also, you don't need to be talking about the bullet points. It's their job to be looking at it. You understand? Also, in the Bioenvironmental Water Engineering Research Group, where I work as an undergraduate research, I work on the adoption of phenol. This woman use my stuff. I work on phenol as an naphthalene and pyrene from simulated wastewater onto eggshell-based chitosan adsorbent. Do you have something to say? So when I'm talking about my publication, this was when I was doing mine. You just say these are my publications. This is currently under accepted at the Journal of Turkish Chemical Engineering Section B, and this is accepted in 2021, and this is accepted. You don't need to mention the name. You understand? They will look at it. They will know what they're looking at. So you move on. This is where you need to talk. Research interest. So I have a research interest in carbon capture and utilization and storage. When I'm talking about, I'm looking for ways to enhance CO2 utilization pathway, talking about life cycle analysis and environmental impact of CO2. I want to improve the capture efficiency and reduce the cost. I'm also looking forward to working on developing advanced capture technology for specific emission sources. All these I got it from the research the man wants to do. So talk about the second one, the same thing. You know, say after you said primarily, to be honest, you see you have been talking about this. Don't waste too much time. Just shook it. So primarily, to be honest, I want to focus on fundamental processes to achieve net zero emission using novel CO2 capture, storage, and utilization technologies. This is actually what I want to do. You understand? So talk about motivation. Why, like for instance, many times I ask myself, why do I want to even pursue PhD? The first reason will be my familiar experience about the impact of environmental pollution, uh, that is this ICO2 emission and water contamination. I have a similar experience. I have this kind of experience when my cousin was diagnosed. I think you can find that in your SOP. Was diagnosed um, with environmental with heart problem, which is associated to environmental pollution by living in an industrial isolated area. This made me want to like find a way to ensure that environmental pollution are tackled. From also when I was doing, also I gained a lot of insights from this and this. You understand? Just talk about it. Don't speak it word for word. Just talk about it. You see the way I was explaining. So academic excellence, I have a bachelor's degree, which made me a strong candidate because of my academic excellence. I have a first class result with a CGP of this. I've taken relevant coursework. I've been honored and I have numerous awards which further solidify my academic powers. Also, in terms of research, I've worked as a research assistant. I've gone to conferences. I've been to academic exhibition. I have strong problem-solving skills and also consistency. As we know that in order to survive a PhD, you need to be consistent. And my consistency has shown in my research experience over the years. I have strong motivation and interest in the University of Tennessee especially in the research area that they're working on, also on the faculty expertise and the state-of-art facility that they are that is in the university. When we are talking about my readiness for doctoral program, yes, I believe I'm ready because of my strong commitment to successfully complete my doctoral study and dissertation. Also, my ability to work independently as part of a team. This can be highlighted by my co-authorship in some research. I have strong problem-solving ability, including analytic and critical thinking skills. So future goal, I want to pursue a career in research and academic. Don't talk about research because we don't talk about research alone. Why? Because your supervisor might be someone who wants you to go into academic. Don't talk about academia alone because your supervisor might be someone who wants to be in research. So to play it safe, I'm pursuing a career in research and academia. My area of interest lies in development of this. These are everything you will be able to find in your own. I'm certain that earning this PhD in this, you are going to find in your chapter 1 and your conclusion. In the near future, I hope to finish my PhD and contribute to the cutting-edge research in this same thing you talked about. In the long run, I want to become a professor and contribute to advance this discipline by educating and mentoring the next generation researcher. This is very important. So when you say thank you, after you say thank you, please and please, after you say thank you, don't make the mistake to go beyond this. Just make sure you stop sharing your screen. Once you stop sharing your screen, you guys will be looking at each other. Then you can then go to extra slide. These are questions you can ask them. Ask them questions in terms of because they will say they want to ask you a question after you are done answering. They will ask if you have any question. Either they ask or they don't ask. You must ask question before you leave that meeting. You said ask about conferences. Are there any opportunity for conferences, or how many conferences will I be attending in a year? Don't ask all the 4 questions. Ask 2, minimum of 2, maximum of 3. Don't ask all. That's it. You can also ask, what is the career projection that you have for your graduate students. Do you want them to stay in academia or you want them to stay in industry? That's it. Also ask about other opportunities that you can gain being a PhD student. Is there anything like teaching assistant, a teaching role where you can mentor the next generation of researcher, or something like that? Just ask about other opportunity that you can benefit as a PhD student. And also finally ask about the lab culture. What are the things that they do in their lab that make their lab stand out? You understand? It's no more than that. So don't go beyond that. So do you have any questions? So before I can hear you, I can hear you now.
Thank you so much, sir. I think I'm my effort, sir. Sir, my question is for someone that hasn't gotten or hasn't had any publication or presentation before, I have an exhibition, like a presentation exhibition, whereby I presented an
Then
abstract
remove it
at
totally.
Lyright, and
Remove that
also
slide. Remove if you don't have presentation
Sir?
or if you don't have publication, remove that slide totally. You can talk about your exhibition in your award and recognition. So if you are not solid in any slide, remove that slide totally.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So what about in a situation whereby I've attended a conference before,
Do
and the
you
conference is on
publish paper in that conference journal?
No, sir, no.
Then remove it.
But I have an abstract. Okay,
Abstract is just presentation, right? That if you have an abstract, it's also part of it, right? But you don't call it, just call it presentation. You said I've been opportune to present in numerous national and international conferences, which include, you understand, that you can put the name and what you presented there. Almost the same pattern. You understand? It's the same thing because if you
like that of the
presentation and publication is almost the same thing. Just make sure you are being specific.
Okay.
Let it know that it's present. If you have a presentation, call it presentation, conference presentation, so that you will not say publication and they will be asking you that when do you submitted it, where is the DOI and other things. If it's put the presentation, remove that, write only presentations, or you can call it conference presentations. You can say I've been opportuned.
Okay, sir. So
present in many relevant national and international conferences, which include these, where I presented on these, you understand? Just keep it short.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thanks, sir. Should I still keep the slide, or I should talk about it in the awards and recognition?
Yeah, you can. If it's exhibition, right? Just that one is a summary to put it in the award and recognition. But just if you look at what I did,
okay,
it's almost the same thing, but I presented it different way. You see, I wasn't talking about the title or anything in that Lyright exhibition. I didn't say this is what I presented, but I told them I got this award and recognition by doing that. You understand? So in the presentation, you just put your name, the way you wrote it in that your abstract, and follow the same pattern.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, I will share my slide with you once I'm done, so that you can check it out, sir.
Okay.
I'll share my slide with you.
No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah. So my own question is just like based on, I get the whole presentation, so I kind of know what to do for that now. But my question is now to the aspect of them asking us questions. What areas should we be expecting questions from the inner panel of?
If it's actually this man, if it's this man, right? If it's this man, he's not going to ask you too much question. Like majority of them are not going to ask you too much question if you present your slide very well, because they will know that you know what you're talking about. And any question they are going to ask you, to be honest, is going to be from a pinpoint from your presentation. If someone can present and talk about himself like this, they know the person knows what he's doing. So the question they're going to be asking you will be majorly based on what you presented. Probably you talk about a particular procedure, they may ask you about it. Anything you are not sure about, please don't put it in that presentation. Because I remember I put the most resourceful this thing, and the person asked me, what did I do to be considered the most resourceful? On the spot, I came up with a scenario. It's something I did, but that was not what made me to be called that. You understand? It's just part. I just come up with a scenario and said, okay, it was because of this. We're having issue for months and we are unable to solve it. I decided to take the project on myself after and was able to spend. I just come up with some bullshit. Yeah, I've forgotten. I came up with some bullshit. Every question you'll be asked, you should take a minute. Don't just when they ask you, why do you want to pursue PhD? You already have that here, right? So if someone should ask you, why do you want to pursue PhD? Calm down, right? You calm down like 3 seconds. Think about what you want to say and then start talking. If once you are not panicking, you calm down, you hear what they want to say, and you start talking. And you start talking, you will know what you want to say.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
So I'm expecting you to like be done because I think both of you have the meeting on Wednesday. So I'm expecting you guys to be done as soon as possible so that we can properly schedule our individual presentation time so that you just present it to me. You understand?
All right,
Because
I should send mine either today. I should be able to send mine to you today.
not a problem. No, not a problem. I can just schedule a time before Wednesday so that we can just 5 minutes for you to just present and I will just give comment and it's not a big deal.
All right, sir.